was your day today?
Okay.
How was your lunch today?
Okay.
What's the weather like today?
Okay.
Fast forward. How was your day today?
Very good, actually. I went to the gym. I did 4 calls. So amazing, very productive.
How was your lunch today?
It's pretty healthy, actually. I ate chicken wrap and the rice, so it's good.
What about the first one?
That was terrible, actually. It wasn't your idea, by the way.
And do you like the weather today?
Yeah, it's good. It's not warm, not hot, so it's fine.
You see how emotional you get and how many details you get from a conversation when you avoid saying okay. Hey guys, let's talk about replacing the word okay. The word that I use all the time, the word that you probably use all the time, and this word has actually 10 different meanings in the Cambridge Dictionary, which means there are 10 different aspects of it, and we can think about this word in 10 different ways, and we can think about alternatives that we can use to replace this word in our speech. So if you've ever noticed that you're replying okay, okay, okay every single time, then continue watching this video. It's going to be very useful. Meaning number 1, we use okay to agree with something. And sometimes we can just say yes, yep, yeah. This is what a lot of native speakers use. Can you give me a phone number? Yeah. And you go with the phone number.
Yeah.
Another expression that I really like is sure thing. I think it's very American, very kind of native speaker-ish. Can you finish by tomorrow? Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Another expression that you can use, sounds good to me. When you wrap up the meeting, you can say, hey, do you want to meet next week again? And you're like, sounds good to me. Again, this is an alternative to okay.
Sounds good to me.
You could have said okay, but sounds good to me is kind of, it tells the other person that you are excited about it. Sounds good to me. Because okay can be a little like passive. Do you want to meet next week? Okay. Like, okay. Okay. Sometimes they would even like ask you back whether you actually want to do this or not. So sounds good to me is a lot more affirmative in this case. Sometimes you agree, but you agree 100%. And you say, my thoughts exactly. Marina, this dress suits you really well. And if I say okay, again, it's a little faster, like, okay, whatever. But if I say my thoughts exactly, that means yes. When I was buying it, I was like, oh my God, this is such an amazing dress. Thank you so much.
My thoughts exactly.
Another phrase that you can use is, why not? Do you want to go out tonight? Why not?
Why not?
Sounds like a plan. I love using this phrase. Again, when you are agreeing on something, going somewhere together, or doing something together, you can say, sounds like a plan. That means you agreed on the terms, you agreed on the timing, etc.
Sounds like a plan.
Okie dokie, or you can say okie doke. Very informal, very nice. I like it. Okay, do you want to meet up for breakfast on Sunday? Okie dokie, let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Guys, quick announcement for you. I actually started memberships on this channel because I just want to create this inner circle of English language learners who want to stand out on this channel and support me as a creator who's teaching English. There are 2 levels in this membership. If you are a member of the first level, first of all, you get a special badge. And when you comment, we're actually going to see your comment because it's going to stand out. And we're going to do our best to reply to your comment. You also get a special access to emojis that my team and I have created. And you can use those emojis during live streams or whenever you're commenting on my videos. And there is a second level. The second level gets all the perks from the first level, like badges and emojis, and we will try to answer your questions. But you also get to suggest topics for the channel. So if you're struggling with something in English, you will have a special board where you will be able to suggest a topic, and you will get access to my new videos 1 day earlier. There is a button down below that says join. Use that button to become a member of this channel. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for supporting me. The second meaning of the word okay is actually giving permission. If somebody asks you, can I borrow your phone? You can say okay, but you can also say other phrases and words. You can say sure, grab it.
Sure.
You can say absolutely. Absolutely is actually when you owe something to someone and they ask for a favor and you've been waiting to do this favor. So for example, I borrowed one of my friend's car and then he wants to borrow mine and I say, absolutely, please borrow my car because I've been waiting for you to ask me for this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Certainly. Can you lend me some money? Certainly.
Certainly.
Alright is also another word that you can use. Let's look at an example. Can I take a rain check on our meeting this weekend? Alright. I don't know if you remember, guys, but in one of my videos we actually talked about having a rain check on something. That's an idiom. You can't really translate it. I don't know, maybe it translates to some languages. This actually means that you cannot accept the invitation right now, but you would be willing to do it a little later. So when somebody says, can I have a rain check on our meeting this weekend? That means, can we actually cancel it and reschedule for a later date, sometimes later? And you say, all right, or you say, okay, if you agree.
Can I take a rain check?
Fine by me is also another expression to replace okay when you agree with something.
Fine by me, you?
Fine by me.
And the last one is also one of my favorites. It's by all means. That means you absolutely agree. By all means, borrow my car, take my money, take whatever you want. By all means.
By all means.
The third case of using okay is actually asking for permission. When we say, is that okay? We're asking for permission, but we can also use other phrases. We can say, is that all right?
Is that all right?
Or another one that I really, really like. Is it fine by you? So you're kind of running it by something. Is it fine by you that I skip our meeting tomorrow? Another phrase, going to work out. I want to change our logo. Is it going to work out? And a very formal replacement for okay is acceptable. I want to take a week off work. Is that acceptable in this company? So it's like you're asking your boss. Another circumstance where we use okay all the time is when we talk about ourselves. I'm okay today. I am fine. So a couple words that would help you replace okay in this case are not that bad.
Not that bad.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Fine.
Fine.
And all right.
All right.
So all of them are pretty basic and easy to remember. Another interesting usage of the word okay is actually changing the subject. So an example would be when you start a phrase with the word okay and then you introduce something else. Like, for example, you were talking about starting a company and you're talking to your friend and your friend is like, okay, here's what you need to start a company. Because before that, you actually decided that you're going to start a company. So with this okay, you are introducing a new topic in the conversation. You're introducing like a new paragraph in the conversation. The word okay in this case can be replaced by now. Now, let's talk about our plans for the weekend.
Now, let's talk about your father.
All right. Let's talk about starting the company. And please pay attention that in this case, it's like an introductory word in the sentence. So we have to put a comma after it.
All right, let's talk about clothing.
Check it out. I've got more than 3.5 million followers on this channel. Thank you. Thank you guys, by the way, for watching and subscribing and sharing my content with your friends. Look here. This is what you need to start a company. You need to incorporate, you need to start a bank account, etc., etc. So these are the words that can replace okay when you're introducing something else in your conversation. We went through 5 most common usage examples of the word okay, and we learned how to replace them. As always, guys, if you want to continue learning English with me, please subscribe to this channel. Please download my workbook, English Language Workbook, 180 pages of useful content for English learners, including tables on tenses, grammar exercises, cards that you can cut out and use to memorize words, different listening exercises. So this is something that will be useful for any language learner who's watching my videos. The link will be down below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video up to the very end, and I hope to see you very soon in my next videos. I release them weekly, so see you in the next class. Meanwhile, please practice English by watching movies, by watching other English-speaking YouTubers, and by talking to yourself in English. Bye-bye.